G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice with updates. Now I know you love these videos, so I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn of the Barbie, and let's get into it. I, 33 male, saw videos of my fiancée, 29 female, cheating during her bachelorette party. I can't believe I'm involved in a story like this. I haven't actually talked to anyone about what happened, even though a lot of people are trying. I think I just need to vent a little bit before I talk to anyone. My girlfriend and I were together for 4 years, and we were engaged to be married. Last weekend, she had her bachelorette party, and I didn't have a problem with it, especially after what she told me was the plan. Her and some friends were going to rent an Airbnb or something, a big place with like 4 bedrooms, and they were just going to get trashed and party and hang out. On the day of the party, she was at my place, a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 room that I use as a home office. I am a self-employed investor. She makes all of the arrangements and goes to meet her friends. We texted a little bit, but as the party warmed up, we stopped, and I figured they were just having fun. After midnight, I start getting ready for bed, and notice that the computer in my office isn't turned off. Rather, the black screen was just a screensaver. It turns out my fiancée had not logged out, and her messenger was still open on the computer. There was a group chat where her and the girls had been planning everything, and a lot of videos were uploaded to the chat. I was a little curious, and I started watching some of the videos. Most of them were pretty innocent, just a group of 15 girls getting drunk and stoned, and dancing and whatever. Then there was a video of a woman going to the front door, and about 10 guys enter the apartment. I don't know who they were, and I didn't recognize anyone. There was a couple videos of the guys and girls dancing and drinking, and then the worst happened. A video started of my fiancée making out with a guy on the sofa. She stops and rolls over and starts making out with a second guy. And then there was the video of her and the 2 guys going into a bedroom. There was also a video of them coming out that according to the timestamps was 5 minutes later, but that doesn't mean anything. For all I know, the videos were an hour apart, and they were all just uploaded at the same time. Seeing all this was like a sledgehammer to the gut. I walked into the bathroom because I thought that I would be sick. I wasn't, but I feel like I paced back and forth in the apartment for about 30 minutes, and that I poured myself a rock glass full of whiskey and I chugged it down. I saved the videos and then made one of my own, just a short little selfie video of me saying, "Hi, this is my name, your ex-fiancé. Just wanted to say that I saw the videos from the party and the wedding is off. I hope it was worth it." I'm glad that I saved the videos because in less than 10 minutes, they were all deleted, and my phone started blowing up, but I didn't answer any of the calls or texts. At first, it was just my girlfriend texting saying she can explain, and it's not what it looked like. And then her friends joined in, but I ignored everyone and I didn't respond. Then suddenly, I got a request for a video chat, and I'll admit my curiosity got the best of me. I answered the call, but I didn't say anything. It was my fiancée sitting in front of the camera, and she looked like she had been crying, and the other friends were just around her. I really only know maybe 4 of the friends, but I recognize a lot of the others. First, she started apologizing, but kept saying that it wasn't what it looked like. It was just a party, and the guys coming over was not planned or anything like that. She said that it might have looked bad, but nothing happened. When I didn't say anything, she just kept going on with more of the same, and her friends backed her up. The more I didn't speak, the more hysterical she got. Eventually, she admitted to kissing the 2 guys, but dumped the blame on her friends who all took responsibility for that, which surprised me a little. She said the kisses didn't mean anything, and that's all that happened. Then she seemed to remember the video of her going into the bedroom, and she started screaming that it was just a joke and nothing happened. All the other women confirmed it that it was just a joke, and that my fiancé had walked into the room and then turned around and walked out again. This just kept going on, and they just kept repeating themselves. Eventually, everyone got quiet and all I said was, "Is there anything else to add?" She said no, and I just ended the video call. I went onto social media and changed my relationship status to single, and posted that the wedding was off, and if anyone had bought a present, they should feel free to return it. Fiancé saw the post and is freaking out even more, and just keeps insisting that all she did was kiss and nothing else. I sent her a text saying that if I suspect that her or any of her friends lie about what happened, or try to make me the bad guy, then I will post all of the videos online. Right now, no one else knows what is happening. This was a couple of days ago, and everything for the wedding is cancelled, and my fiancé just keeps pursuing me. Any advice on what I should do from here? I mean, personally, no advice really for what you should keep doing from here. More so, I hope things work out in the end for this one. But like, if I saw my fiancé kissing 2 dudes at a bachelorette party, I don't know how I'd react. I think that'd be pretty damning. I think that I would do the same as you. You made the right call. Her friends are on her side, right or wrong. You will never get the full truth. No reason to put yourself through any more pain and drama. Plus, for some people, seeing your fiancé kissing 2 guys would be enough to call off the wedding. It would at least get a postponement from me, and probably more depending on the circumstances. I never understood the reason for sexual bachelor and bachelorette parties. If you still want to screw around so much, why are you getting married? I think you made the right choice. I personally think she doesn't deserve a second chance because she's not taking accountability. She's blaming her friends for her actions. No one held a gun to her head and made her cheat. No advice, man, but you've done the right thing. Kissing is cheating, and the trust is gone. So why would you believe nothing more happened? Sorry, man. I hope you look after yourself. If you want to verify if more did or did not happen, demand the original videos of her entering and leaving the bedroom. The timestamps should tell you. If she refuses or makes excuses of why they can't provide the footage, this also gives you your answer. And OP replies, I hadn't thought of that, thanks for the tip. Isn't the kissing enough to end it? Even if she didn't get double teamed, but she did, wouldn't making out with 2 dudes at a party be enough to end it? She didn't even admit to it at first, and only admitted to it because it was actually on video. You already know what wasn't on video though, and besides all this, her poor decisions broke your trust in her. Do not marry someone that you do not trust. And OP replies, I thought it might be good for my own peace of mind, just so that I'm not always wondering. From someone who's been there, it won't matter. They start off by lying to you, and slowly more truth comes out, all while their friends lie for them. She's not even taking responsibility. She's letting her friends take the blame. Right before the wedding, she decided to bring men to a party for her and her friends to screw. You will always see her kissing those 2 guys. She wasn't thinking of you or that engagement ring on her finger then. If she could do that so easily with 2 men, she didn't even know when things get tough. You really think she won't do it again with a friend that she cares about? And now onto the update. The update is pretty simple. Everything has been called off and cancelled. The wedding is officially not happening. I got the ring back and all of her stuff is moved out. She is staying with her parents for now. We did talk a little bit, and it was mostly just her begging and apologizing and crying. She keeps insisting that all she did was kiss the guys, and she has never done anything like this before, and she promises it will never happen again. Part of me really wanted to believe her, but the problem is that this incident puts our entire relationship in doubt. I think she may be telling the truth, but again, the point is there is no way to know. If it is true that her friends pressured her to do it, then how can I believe that they never did it before? We kept going around in circles because ultimately, there is just no way that I can be sure. She said she would do anything, including cutting off her friends and only ever drink around me. She really blasted her friends online, saying that if the party had stuck to the original plan, she would still be getting married, so maybe she's already cut them off. All I can say is that at the moment, I am single and I'm just going to live my life. Probably take some time to myself after getting out of a 4-year relationship. What's crazy is that a couple of friends are also texting me just to talk. I haven't responded yet because, well, it's hard to trust them to. Thanks again to everyone who expressed sympathy, and I hope none of you here need to deal with anything like this in the future. She keeps trying to feed you lies to get you to come back, and when that doesn't work, she's throwing everyone else under the bus so she doesn't have to just admit what she did was wrong. It won't happen again. I was pressured. It's because we didn't stick to the original plan. It's not what it looks like. It's not that bad. All we did was kiss. You absolutely cannot trust her to tell you the truth because she's not even being honest with you. There is no excuse. She just did a really shitty thing that she didn't need to do. It's not like she did it with one guy too. She did it with 2. You were also right that if all it takes is her friends to pressure her, how do you even know that this is the first time, or even would have been the last time? That's not a good excuse. Also, she still could have very easily said no and left, or just not made out with both men. You both should continue to ignore her friends. They don't have your best interest at heart. They are probably just going to tell you that it was a mistake, except it's not. The narc's prayer fits well here. That didn't happen, and if it did, it wasn't that bad, and if it was, that's not a big deal, and if it is, that's not my fault. Currently, you are here, and if it was, I didn't mean it, and if I did, you deserved it. You did the right thing. Even if the friends did pressure the fiancé into having guys there, and I feel that's a big if, at the end of the day, she is still an adult and responsible for her own choices. I totally understand why OP can't trust her anymore. People who can't own their own F-ups and blame everyone around them instead are the worst. Our next post is titled, "I'm not resigning, fire me cow." Okay, where to start? I began my position in January 2020. Weird interview process, my boss is strange, but whatever. If she leaves me alone, I can do my job. Horrible training. I taught myself almost everything. COVID happened, sent home to work remotely, no reason we couldn't have been at home anyways. I worked from home 2.5 months after starting the role and quickly became the top performer on the team. I have the largest account in the company and was given more vendors as well because I could handle them. Fast forward to 2021, they've been saying that we'd be back in the office in no time for over a year. Despite management downplaying it and even suggesting that it was a hoax, president of the company wasn't an idiot. We didn't need to be there, and we all worked better from home, as they even told us countless times. Told you weren't hired to work from home. But none of us were thrilled about going in to help justify middle management's necessity or their newly renovated empty office space. Mid-2021, husband and I decide to start trying to get pregnant right away. My boss suggests that we all go in soon because COVID is practically gone. Pregnancy goes by, continuing working from home. They keep saying that'll change. Finally, they say that you have to come in 2 days a week. I'm 38 weeks pregnant at that point. Nope. Got a doctor's note, they were pissed, but can't argue with it. They finally found a temp replacement when I was already 37 weeks pregnant and made me train her. Last minute as hell. Sure. Then she quit. Found another, and I had 3 days to train this woman in a job that takes people months to learn. Whatever. Have baby, enjoy leave, blah blah blah. Monday comes that I'm supposed to start back. Come back to over 900 emails, no word from boss for hours on the first day. I find out that my temp replacement quit after a week because she couldn't handle the workload. Handling baby and laptop like a champ, whatever it takes. Boss finally calls me, says hello. She mentions how the team is falling apart, as most of the team is older and not in good health, and how we weren't approved for an additional hire that we desperately need. Okay, no mention of coming in. Got an email later asking which 2 days I'm coming in. I replied, I'm not comfortable, willing, or able to physically come into the office. Next morning, my boss's boss calls me and doesn't say hello, welcome back, nothing. She says, it is company policy to come into the office 2 days a week. If you do not come in, we will consider it your resignation. I froze and didn't know what to say. Husband and I agreed, let them fire you. You're not quitting. She goes on that she can't make an exception, it's above her. We were told before that it wasn't. It's up to each department. She says that I need to find childcare. I can't do both. They will give me until Tuesday next week to figure it out or resign. It's Monday night. I just sent an email shitting on them and how they've handled everything. My pregnancy, my return, the pandemic, being short-staffed. Said I'm surprised they'd even consider losing me with my workload and recent turnover in mind. I am not resigning. I'll continue to work at home until they say otherwise and my access is revoked. It could go either way, and I don't care either way. I love how they say, we will consider it your resignation. No, it's not. Unless I tell you I quit, then you are firing me. You cannot force someone to resign. You either fire them, or they continue working and you continue paying. And OP replies, right? It threw me off so much. On the rest of the call, I was mostly quiet and I let her talk. She wasn't making any sense. They are beyond stupid. And the one positive you'll have from losing this job, if it goes that route, is you'll get to laugh at the idiots while their idiot ship sinks. With your skill set, you'll bounce back and find some other, probably better job, or don't and spend more time with your newborn, if you can. Either way, you got this crap. And OP says, "Aw, thanks. That made me smile. Exactly my thought too. Probably gonna enjoy my little boy for a while. Can't wait." If they can't even get a temp replacement to stay, how are they going to find a permanent replacement? They can't do anything without hurting themselves. And now on to the update. So as you may know from my last post, I just came back from maternity leave last week, and I was told to come into the office for 2 days a week. I said no, I can and will work from home. My boss's boss called the next morning and said, "Come in or they will accept my registration." They gave me a week to figure it out. There is no need to be in the office for my role, except to justify middle management's existence and our newly renovated building. I sent an email Monday night to my boss and her boss saying I am not coming in 2 days a week per policy. I was professional, but honest and brutal. Literally started the email saying I don't believe the feelings of my return were reciprocated. Noted how my role was completely ignored during my 3 months maternity leave, over 800 emails, 800 items in my queue, my temp replacement quit, management not debriefing me upon my return, etc. I mentioned how many branches and vendors were relieved that I was back, and thought that it was crazy they'd consider losing a valuable team member. Going into the office is completely unnecessary for my position, and I won't do it. I am not willing, comfortable, or able to do it. I'm not trying to get unemployment. I'm not trying to sue for discrimination of a new mum or something like that. I'm assuming that if I get fired versus quitting, I won't be forced to pay anything back from my leave. Sure, maybe I'm being a little petty too, but screw it. I can't and I won't go in. I may as well try to figure it out or quit and lose my job anyways. I have a new baby to care for. Well, a lot of people were waiting for an update. Trust me, I was too. I fully expected to log on the next day to a notice saying I'm fired. That wasn't the case. Radio silence, nothing at all. They just left me alone to work. The one time I didn't expect them to. Didn't get much done if I'm being honest. While I was waiting, I found out a new coworker on another team was told that she could remain working from home. I was livid. Happy for her, but pissed. She lives super far from the office, and with gas prices, it is unmanageable to come in. She ended up calling me on Tuesday and said that her boss emailed her with my boss's boss CC'd and is forcing her to come in now as well. They literally just finished setting her up at home permanently on Friday, and now they're saying, never mind. They want consistency. She was so upset. I never intended for this to happen. She didn't blame me at all though, decided to fight back as well. I had no clue what they're trying to do. There have been a few other exceptions of people not being forced in. Again, we were told that it was up to each department originally, but who knows at this point? Maybe they're trying to force out any expectations, so if they fire me, I can't claim I'm being singled out and sue or something. I'm not sure. Also, I was curious and looked on Indeed as suggested. Tons of jobs out there that I could totally do, by the way. Some even paying more while remaining remote. That is, if I decide not to care for my newborn for a bit longer. 3 months isn't enough. And guess what I found? My job. Posted right there. Pay and all. The higher end was more than I make. Want to know the date? Effing Monday. So my first day back to work after maternity leave, and they posted my position online as available and urgently hiring. Not sure if it was before or after I originally told my boss no, but I sent my first email after hours, so I bet it was before. Also, they never used Indeed for open positions. That crap costs money. Oof. I was pissed. I told my coworkers and mentioned the pay so they can make sure they make at least that much. Heard from a coworker that someone is interviewing with them this week. I ended up calling off the next day. Wednesday, yesterday, because screw it. I have sick time. Well, got another update for ya. My boss's boss emailed me this morning. Said, "Morning, I have not replied sooner because I was having conversations with senior leadership and HR. We are looking to change the work from home policy to 1 day a week in the office. Leadership is adamant that 1 day a week in the office is essential for communication, training, developing relationships, etc., while allowing a generous work-life balance. Additionally, after talking to recruiters, 1 day a week is very generous, considering 95% of companies have moved to 3 to 4 days in the office. You need to understand that if you decide not to come in 1 day a week, we will accept your resignation." Thoughts, everyone? Not sure why she thinks I'm gonna fold. It's wild they won't just fire me. I'm not quitting. It's the principle of the matter. I'm gone too far now to back down. Blah blah blah. We're stuck in the past and too stubborn to change, even if this department collapses without you. Seriously, what is their plan? How will they get your replacement up to speed? How are vendors still willing to do business with this company if nothing has been done for 3 months? Craziness. This squeaky wheel gets the grease. Basically, they escalate to someone else at the company and they stumble around to put the fire out. Rinse, repeat for the entire maternity leave. Translation, they interviewed but couldn't find anyone for the pay they were actually offering, well below the high end mentioned in the ad, and who were willing to come into the office at all for a job that clearly didn't require it. So they're coming back to you, having made a concession of 1 day a week, imagining they can get you to accept their generous offer. I have not offered, nor will I offer, my resignation. You can't accept something that was never offered. I am more than able to work remotely. I will continue to do so until such time as you determine firing me and losing a valuable employee is the better option. I will continue working. This topic isn't open for negotiation. If you choose to terminate my employment over this issue, you can let me know. And make sure that you are BCCing all these emails to a personal email address that they can't access, so they can't erase all the evidence if they let you go. And now to the second update. Morning Reddit. I type this with a weight lifted from my shoulders and my baby boy sleeping in my arms. My fight is over. Well, I gave it all some serious thoughts over the weekend on what to do. Can't back down now, right? If I said okay, what was the point of my fuss? Screw it. My husband supports me and is also living vicariously through this. I replied this morning to my boss's boss last email with something almost word for word that a comment said. Thanks guys, I swear I read almost every single one. Emails below. Me. Morning, I apologize for the delay. I hope you understand that I have not offered, nor will I offer, my resignation. You cannot accept something that was never offered. I am more than able to work remotely as I have been. I will continue to do so until such a time as you determine firing me and losing a valuable employee is the better option. You of course have the right to terminate our relationship and my employment, but to be clear, this is not in any way voluntary on my part. About an hour later, I got a call from my boss's boss and HR. Not answering that crap. I want my paper trail. They constantly say stupid things over the phone, and my mind goes blank. I know my limits. She called 3 times. I messaged them saying I'd prefer to keep this over email due to the sensitive nature of our conversations. She replied, "You have to answer the call." I ignored another call. I said, if you're going to fire me, I'd prefer you just say so. 20 minutes go by. Boss's boss says, your refusal to return to work 1 day a week and answer my calls today has brought us to the point where we will accept your resignation. We will pay you through the end of the day today, but any unused vacation is forfeited. Your benefits terminate at midnight tonight. Contact HR regarding any questions about your health insurance and/or other benefits. I reply, while we can agree to disagree about the need to be in the office, I think it would have been crazy to answer your call this morning considering previous conversations over the phone in the past. Thank you for keeping this over email. You continue to use that word, resignation. I don't think you understand what that means. It was a pleasure. Good effing luck. My access was cut. Don't worry, I have copies of all of it. All of my coworkers texted me saying there was a meeting immediately after with the entire department. They were told that none of them are being replaced. I resigned. Management posted my job last Tuesday, which was a lie, because I said that day I was not coming back. They already got 63 resumes and brought 7 people in for the interviews so far. Another lie. She doesn't think that it will be hard to fill the spot? Sure, but turnover. But she wanted them to know that none of their jobs are in jeopardy and that I decided not to come back. Wow. My coworkers are all pissed off. Some are looking elsewhere for employment, some are asking for raises, and others are just quietly doing the bare minimum. Oh yeah, and I still had over 200 emails that needed my attention and over 1,000 items in my queue. Sure, they'll find someone. So there is the end of my saga. Thanks for all the support. I will be enjoying my time off with my smiley baby and maybe slowly start applying or seeing what unemployment says, because why the hell not, right? We'll be okay for a while. It's not why I did this. I was trying to fight for what I believed in, well aware of the consequences. Lucky as hell to be in the position I am. Husband is so supportive. He brought our little man over to me after I closed my laptop for the last time, bouncing, singing, "Mama's got her baby, Mama's with her baby." Ugh, my heart. Some of you suggested that I reach out to an employment lawyer. I think I will. Not sure I have anything, but it doesn't look good on them either way. And again, I know my limits. I don't know law. File for unemployment, and when you're denied because your former employer lies about you resigning, challenge it. I did this exact thing because my employer said I resigned when I was laid off, and I simply asked that my former employer supply a copy of my resignation letter. Unemployment approved. The arbitrator turned off the recording and suggested I contact a labor lawyer because the whole thing was shady. Enjoy as much time with your baby as you can. I wonder how many companies try to find even the smallest level of misconduct to use in a response to the unemployment department. That's incredibly smart though, to ask for a copy of a resignation letter. 1 day a week in the office is essential for communication, and yet here we are, 2 years later, and doing just fine. It is such a joke. I'm mandated to come in 1 day a week, and I work a weird schedule, so I go into the office on the weekends to not a single soul being there, and then make jokes to all my coworkers about how much collaboration I'm doing in this empty office in the dark because the lights turn off every 20 minutes because it's the weekend. Anyway guys, that's where I'm going to end this one today. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it down below, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.